We will now begin the Q&A session.
Okay, first question is the revenue model. Can you explain a bit of how you generate revenue for this project? Revenue. Sales and revenue.
How are we revenue? Actually, we mentioned that because we have a large consumer base, right? We will be charging them. We'll be charging people, companies who advertise with us 6 cents per page view of their advertisement. So because of our large potential number of people we estimate to come to our website a month, this will generate the revenue needed. This is the main source of revenue, online advertising. Because
So can I say that the main source of revenue comes from advertising?
At the startup stage, of course, there will be a main source of revenue. But as we mentioned just now, as we progress into the third or fourth year, we'll start to diversify our source of revenue because we know that online advertisement will not be a sustainable thing in the long term. So we try to diversify our revenue in the third and fourth year to try to introduce premium accounts as well as international shipping services.
Fundamentally, that would be the core driver for your business, let's say, the advertisement. I understand that you said there are projects out there in the market that is really involved in doing such kind of business. So are they using the same business model? Have you looked at their business model?
Actually, there are websites out there, but actually at the beginning they really charge a premium membership account. You can only access that if you pay a certain fee to enter, which is why we are trying to which is why I'm trying to encourage this cashless and eco-friendly trading here, which will be our edge over our competitors, that we offer free service for them.
I thought the presentation was good. I like the tagline, one trade at a time. I thought that was good. I thought it was well thought through about the rewards incentive system. The survey that you all conducted the scale is not very big, was a good initiative. I think you understand the need for advertisement, the need to reach critical mass, and all this are good. But can you explain to me who persons who get into your website and want to exchange or barter some items, how is that physically being done? Can you walk me through the whole process? How are they going to pass the item to one another, or just whole process? You can explain that to us?
Okay, firstly, I would like to clarify that our portal is more of a matchmaking service when we start up. We don't do much of the trading, like international shipping and stuff. So when you sign up for an account, right, you will get to key in your profile, which means like your location, and also the items you have that you want to trade, and also items that you're looking for. So when people search for items that, for example, they search for an item that they want, then there will be offers of, what do you have that you can trade for this item that you want? So for example, if I want an iPad and I search for an iPad, and then maybe there's this person who wants to trade an iPhone for an iPad, maybe. Yeah, so, okay, that sounds kind of convoluted, but yeah, just an example. So, then we will exchange their content. Also, our search features ranking by locations and relevance. So, for example, you live in Jurong, right? You probably want to trade with someone that stays near you, maybe like Bukit Batok. So, it will rank the locations of the people according to your location.
Does that mean, let's say, two persons who find a match for items you want to exchange, then you exchange their contact, and then from that point onwards, they will call each other or communicate with one another, and then meet some place and then go exchange. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
That's the main idea. We have a special window that we create within the GoTrade webpage. Within the GoTrade webpage, they will not only facilitate communication between them, but we also recommend a place where they can meet up for exchange, where it is safe. For example, a shopping mall that is near them.
It's also in our future plans to create this Go Exchange Center where people can drop off and collect their things that they have traded, so that they don't have to like go to the hassle of having to decide on somewhere to meet and having to communicate with the other party and actually spend time to go down and collect the items. They can just drop off, and at any time they can go down and collect the thing that they have traded. Yeah.
GoTrade, the time and effort that you guys spend to do this is amazing.
Thank you.
So on top of Mr. Tan's question, I would like to know more about how this works as well. For example, you were saying that example you gave was like probably the trade between an iPhone and iPad. So if both parties agree, even though to us it's obviously different value, the trade goes ahead. Then how does your Go points or Go rewards work?
The Go points is essentially, for every trade they conduct, we'll give them some Go points, and then these Go points can then be exchanged for additional vouchers that will be given by the participating companies. And hopefully companies will want to collaborate with us, because in this way it can serve as an alternative means of advertising, because in that way they're giving vouchers to the people who are really interested in the product category and who are actively trading the product category. So we believe this is a very good avenue for these companies to advertise by giving out these vouchers for them.
So that means it goes by, the points goes by how many trades that you have done. Like for example, one trade is one point.
Yeah, that is one form. But also, because we want to make it such that points will be given for any online activity that they conduct. So for example, even by rating a service by rating a trade that you have already done, you will gain some Go points as well. So we try to make it integrated with the entire website. Yeah.
And do you get any revenue from these companies that have vouchers or something for your users or anything like that?
Currently, we only thought of getting them to sponsor us our vouchers because it's a win-win situation on both sides. But that is definitely a possible source of revenue. We will definitely consider. Thank you.
Okay, one more question. How do you actually, you projected some revenue just now, right? How do you generate that kind of revenue that you projected?
Actually, the revenue generated, like I said, 6 cents per page view. Actually, we're not charging companies 6 cents for every page view. It's because on the website, we have, like there, we have 4 advertisement banners, and for each one, it's 1.5 cents per page view. So it's not actually so much, 6 cents. So we projected the viewership actually based on similar startup company. If we may know it, it's happyGoWare.com. They started in 2007, and they within 1 year they gained this certain amount of viewership. And we based on viewership based on how much they based on the conservative estimate of by estimating it with regards to happyGoWare's numbers by lowering it by a slight amount.
And we also think that because we will reach out to a lot of people because of our advertising approach, because we are going to reach out to a lot of them within a very short period of time. So that this will really increase our viewer count, and thus, in the long run, increase our revenue as well.
I believe that we will definitely be able to achieve these numbers and these view counts, because in 2007 the internet was still not as advanced as it is today with the advent of mobile devices. So we are confident that together with our big bang marketing approach, as well as the advent of internet and mobile devices today, we will be able to get this certain amount of revenue and view counts.
And actually, our current revenue that we have in our business plan is an extremely conservative estimate. Because based on our case study of happyGoWare.com, within the first year, they had 500,000 page views for like 1 day. So we cut that amount by a lot, because we don't want to overestimate. So we cut it down to 20,000 page views a day, and that is already enough to generate $3.7 million dollars of revenue per year.
So the point is that we will definitely be able to guarantee this amount of revenue for the investors who invest in us. Minimum revenue.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just one point on that. I think it's an excellent service. It's free, so everybody wants to use it. So actually, you can scale it very fast. We can offer to a lot of people. We can work with a lot of the current portals, the gaming portals, and all these guys. They'd be very happy to put your services into the portal, so you can actually scale. So, from that angle, I can see yes, it is definitely a lot of plus point in your business.
Okay, actually, we actually have plans to actually carry this business idea out in reality, and we already have some companies who have indicated interest in us in working with us to do this, to actually make this project a reality. Yeah.
This sounds good.
That's technology.
What advice are you going to give to your customers about issues where one of the items doesn't work properly? So I swapped my flat screen TV with your microwave. Your flat screen TV is working, but the microwave I gave to you is broken. What are we going to do? Are we going to swap back?
Yeah, because our website will have our own pool of items to trade. So if they happen to trade with a not so nice person and then they get a spoiled item, they can always report it to our OCRC and then we'll give them an entirely new set.
Furthermore, the whole website is built on the whole trustworthiness and accountability of the website is based on both the OCRC system as well as the reputation point system. Nowadays in that every action that you do online is actually trackable, and we are able to, by review of customers, we'll be able to give a certain number of reputation points to each number of traders. This is so that each trader will have a very educated, we'll be able to estimate the credibility of the item. For example, if he only has 1 or 2 stars, he would not want to trade this person. So the reputation system will serve as a very big gauge to the person's credibility.
I really enjoyed the presentation and I really like your tagline. I just have 2 comments. One comment is when you said that you are going to implement this in the real world, isn't your idea real, or as in, if you're going to implement a real world, then I think it's an interesting opportunity to develop. That comment is building on the previous question. What if there's a dispute between, on the microwave example, one guy will say that when I gave him the microwave, it was working, he spoiled it after he took it over.
Besides handling by the OCR system, where, for example, eBay currently has a similar system which is actually quite effective. So we're trying to emulate that by trying to ensure that they can actually this OCRC system can actually work between these 2 parties to help mediate the conflict and help resolve the conflict between these 2 people.
Also, we mentioned that in our future developments, we will be implementing this Go Exchange Center, whereby we will not only take what they have, we will also do a quality check of them to make sure that the quality that they bring to us is really what they claim it to be. So it will be very foolproof and that no one can work their way out of it.
So basically, if you want a better quality trade, you have to pay more. But also for the free accounts, it doesn't mean that we neglect all these problems. So for every item that one person puts up to trade, right, the person will have to rate the item's condition. So for example, if I'm trading a TV and maybe there are some scratches, right, so if you rate it upon like 10, it wouldn't be about 10, it may be about 8. So unless the item is new and in its package, they will have to rate it and put up a picture of the defects of the item so people are aware of the condition of the item.
The reputation system, the rating system, is in order to let our customers have a very good gauge on and make a very good decision on whether or not to trade. So we believe these 2 systems will help them have a good gauge on whether to trade or not.
Thank you very much.